Is university still worth it in 2025? People, what up? What's good? It's your boy TwoCentz. As y'all can see, man, we have a video here from The Economist. Short video right here, only 6 minutes. Basically, I mean, the question right here, man, is it still worth going to university? Before we get into it, man, I actually graduated from college in June. Yep, in June. It took me 5 years because I was broke and I had to spend an extra year, right, hustling and grinding to pay for classes. And I got a job pretty much immediately after I was done at my university, right? I bring that up to say, like, I feel like I'm qualified to answer this question. But with that said, man, I think it's not the same. The answer to this question can't be the same for everybody, bro. It really depends on your situation, what you're interested in, whether you foresee your job being replaced in the future, and even if it is, like, how soon, because you can still get the degree and then, work for some time and, maybe make a couple of smart investments. And then once your job gets taken over, you can do something else and live comfortably, right? If you're rich, you can just go to college for fun and not have to worry about the price or debt or anything like that. It really depends for every person, right? But I will say this, and we're about to get started. Like I said, it's only a short video, only 6 minutes. The answer to this question is probably no for a lot more people today than it was in 2019, right? And we know why. Inflation, AI, everything. But let's get started, man.
Earning a degree used to lead to a steady job with a good salary. But today, young graduates in the West are finding fewer employment opportunities. So, is it still worth going to university?
And before we hear about this, right? Also understand this too, you guys. If you're not going to go to college, or if you're going to drop out, it's not the end of the world for you, bro. We all know that there's so many different ways to make money nowadays. As bad as the job market and, as bad as they say all these things are, there's still so many different ways to make money, bro. Live a livable wage, that's maybe not, but at the end of the day, man, online, bro, it's people making videos for a living. It's people editing videos for a living. Forget college, forget, doing anything that has to do with social media. You go learn a trade, bro. Right? You go learn a trade. You can get certified in something, right? Get a truck drive, a CDL, man, become a personal trainer. Like, it's not the end of the world, even if you gave up on college. And like I said, I didn't give up on college. So I feel like I get to say this, and it actually means something because I stuck through it. Now, anyways, y'all, let's get started with the video.
The unemployment rate of young graduates in America is now approaching the same rate for the age group as a whole. In 2010, there was around a 6 percentage point difference in unemployment between young people and young graduates. But now, there's just a 1 percentage point difference between them. It's not just in America. In the European Union, the unemployment rate of young people with tertiary education is now approaching the overall rate for that age group. One theory for this is that universities are accepting less talented applicants, and then they aren't teaching them very well. This could lead to employers not expecting much of a difference between the average graduate and then someone who didn't go to university. Another theory is that fewer jobs need graduate-level qualifications. For example, in the past, you often needed to attend a university in order to understand how to use a computer.
On the frontiers of science, the strange world of the computer.
But today, almost everyone can use tech,
Exactly.
regardless of whether or not they went to university.
And everybody can learn for free. Now, whether you have that structure, and the discipline to, learn things properly on your own is a different question. Like, I will say college is definitely valuable for that. Like, having a deadline, and if you don't meet the deadline, you wasted your money basically, right? Like, the pressure and the, what I'm saying, like, it teaches you discipline. I was gonna bring something up. I feel like another theory though could also be, you guys, forget the qualifications, forget the information that you are or aren't learning in school. If you went to college and you didn't like meet anybody who could like put you on, right? Like nepotism. I feel like that's another big factor of like getting a job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the jobs I've had like during while I was in high school, bro, had to do because of somebody I knew. Even the job I'm working, right, as a college graduate that somewhat relates to my degree right now. Like I got connected with the organization while I was in college, So I don't know if you call that nepotism, but like the thing of, people are more likely to hire somebody that they know, regardless of whether they're qualified or not, just off the strength of the relationship they already have, rather than, you know what I'm saying, putting their trust into somebody who might be qualified, but you never spoke to them, and you're not trying to learn to see if you can trust somebody else, right? So I feel like that's another big thing that doesn't really get talked about.
The number of jobs in graduate-friendly industries is also decreasing. Across the EU, the number of 15 to 24-year-olds who were employed in finance and insurance fell by 16% from 2009 to 2024. And since 2016, the number of British 20-somethings in law and finance has fallen by 10%. It's tempting to blame AI for these waning opportunities. Yet, the decline in graduate jobs started long before ChatGPT.
Right.
What's more likely is that the industries that traditionally employed graduates have had a tough time lately. Since the global financial crisis of 2007 to 2009, the golden age of investment banking is over, so they're spending less money on hiring graduates. In America, all this is affecting young people's decision on whether or not to attend college. The number of Americans enrolled in bachelor's programs fell by 5% from 2013 to 2022, according to data from the OECD. Yet, in most rich countries, where education is cheaper because the state plays a larger role, young people are still applying to universities in droves. Excluding America, enrollment across the OECD rose from 28 million to 31 million in the decade to 2022. Perhaps students simply aren't picking the right subjects. Arts, humanities, and social sciences are still proving popular, even, inexplicably, journalism. If these trends say anything about young people's ideas about the future of work, they truly are in trouble.
How about this?
So, in the age of AI...
How about this, though? Right. And you do have, you know what I'm saying, yourself to blame if you pick a degree that's not going to, do anything for you, right? Why did I get stuck? Why are colleges advertising those degrees? Isn't college supposed to prepare you for the real world? Why are you offering me a degree that doesn't matter? Why are you still offering me a bachelor of journalism or whatever, if AI has completely taken over blogs and all of that? Why are you offering me you know what I'm saying, how to use a computer? Right? Even though that's not being offered, but y'all get what I'm saying. I feel like college also has lost a lot of the prestige that it had in the past. you know. And I mean, it's different for everybody as well, man, because, you know, people's families hold having a degree to a different standard. Like, everybody's family views it differently. Yeah, y'all, it's just such a multi-layered topic, man. So many angles to discuss it.
What should you study at university? As technology improves, the future of work is changing too. Many of the jobs that graduates will have don't even exist yet. Some young people worry that certain skills they learn might become outdated as technology changes. Coding, for example, is at risk of becoming obsolete within only a few years. According to one study, the percentage of American and British IT professionals who worry that AI tools will make many of their day-to-day skills obsolete increased from 74% to 91% in just 1 year. There are some subjects which are likely to stay relevant. Robotics, for example, will help people maximize the benefits of technological change. And practical jobs, like plumbing and carpentry, are less likely to be taken over by AI and will remain valued by society. These professions often don't require a university qualification and can be learnt in other ways, like on apprenticeships. But arguably, what's more important for students than studying a specific subject is to focus on learning soft skills instead. Things like communication, critical thinking, and reliability, as well as empathy and being able to build relationships. All are transferable across multiple industries. OECD findings from 2019 demonstrate that people will need to rely on their currently unique human skills to succeed. Understanding how to learn will be key to developing new skills and adapting in changing times. The research also suggests that jobs with complex social interactions, such as care, will still need humans, so developing skills like negotiation and persuasion will be vital. Currently, AI isn't very good at these soft skills.
I understand emotions have a deep meaning, but I can't experience them like you can.
That's crazy what he said about AI not like, you know, we talk about AI a lot on this channel, man. Do you want my dad was showing me some AI, I don't think it was, I don't even want to say Siri because I feel like my phone gonna hear me. But one of these AI things, and it was like speaking with such a realistic cadence and like taking breaths between words to the point where you almost couldn't tell that it was a robot anymore. And like, do we want to live in that type of world, bro, where people are genuinely? Because, I mean, people already are treating ChatGPT and stuff like a therapist, but it's only going to get worse. And, yeah, man, I don't know if we want to live in that world, bro.
So, if workers can plug the gaps while also being able to transition into emerging industries, then it will help humans to compete with machines. Nearly all degrees will allow you to gain these skills through group projects, presentations, and extracurricular activities. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter which degree you choose to study. Perhaps what's even more important is that a student gains work experience or an internship. Research finds that those who graduated in 2022 and completed internships were 23% more likely to start a full-time position within 6 months of graduation. This gap increases further in certain fields, like oil, gas, and mining, where it rose to 65%. Although it's hard to predict how improving technology will change the world of work over the coming decades, one thing is for sure. A student with a variety of skills, a lifelong desire to learn, and a good attitude will go far.
And that's it. Hey, man. I mean, he put it the right way, bro. It's about the relationships, man. You know. And me personally, you guys, I've never been the most outgoing, extroverted type of guy. So I'll say this before we get out of here, bro. I don't even think it's about trying to be fake and trying to treat everybody, you know, like an opportunity to find work or something. It's just about, you know what I'm saying, being yourself. And you know, if you just happen to connect with somebody that you know, knows somebody that can get you over here, or if you connect with that person directly, then hey man. But I mean, you should be looking for opportunities and stuff as well. But it's just like, you don't gotta be so fake and so, you know, like that's the only thing you care about. But is it still worth it to going to university? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. As always, it's your boy 2Centz. Say it with me, TCZ. We out.